see that wood duck box straight ahead? You can see the predator guard on this one.
Right.
And this one being on the bank is even more critical to have a predator guard on it. This is the predator guard. This is what it's supposed to look like. But you can see it's kind of loose here. The hurricane probably loosened it up by waddling it back and forth.
Okay.
So I got a little screwdriver here, and if you want to tighten that hose clamp up and see if we can get it to move less.
Sure. A little better.
Yeah. Well, Austin, you can see at your feet here, we've got a little litter. This floats in, of course. There's too many litter bugs in the world, but they throw it in the lake, and then of course it washes ashore. But our goal is to pick up all the trash along the edges of the lake, and it's 1,700 acres, so it'll take a while.
So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting this branch so that, excuse me, predators won't be able to get to the wood duck box. You want to clean it out too? Now here's a plant that I picked up. Now, Mr. Jim, what kind of plant is this?
Well, that's called water hyacinths. It's an invasive plant that was brought in from South America through the pond industry. And of course, it's a floating plant, quite an invasive species in Louisiana waterways.
Can you tell me what all this is?
Well, you got two things here for sure. The small green stuff is common duckweed, and the larger stuff is salvinia, which is another invasive species. But since it floats on the surface, they can control both of these. Every October we have this here at Chicot. This is called marsh or swamp marigold. It's an aquatic wildflower. But it is native, it's not exotic.
Very pretty too.
Yeah. You know, this is a man-made lake, so it does have a tremendous watershed, and it does get a lot of, it fills up quickly, and then it's gradually let out by the spillway system, so that does help in flood control. Right now we're here on the spillway section that the CCC built. Right ahead of us is the flood control structure, and it actually controls the level of the lake. We can actually open the floodgates and drain the lake down to the channel if we want to.
What would you tell a young person that wanted to get into the conservation, the wildlife, that type of area, such as what you do?
I'd recommend that they go to college and get that Bachelor of Science degree in wildlife management, forestry, or any natural resource degree. And we're always looking for good park managers. But you can also get into the wildlife and fishery field too, if that's what you choose to do. I was told that many years ago that you needed a master's degree to get into the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and it's absolutely true.
Now we're back here at the dock after a hard day of wet work, where we'll learn more about our freshwater wetlands here at Chicot State Park. So now I'd like to thank Mr. Jim and Mr. Bill for giving us the opportunity to come over here and learn more about our wetlands. So in closing, I'd like to remind you to get wet.
About an 8-mile canoe trail in here. Most of the time we don't hit any stumps when we follow it.
That's an advantage.
Wood duck's gonna really appreciate this, Stuart.
He likes to be called Austin.
Austin. Stuart. Austin.
So I'd like to thank Mr. Bill.
Jim.
God, dog! I didn't mess up all day until now.
Okay, you paid me back for Stuart. Okay?
You can take as many pictures as you want, because they all worth 1,000 words.
Hose clamp up and see if we can get it to clamp up and see if we can get it to move less.
I'm cutting this branch so that
Did it get on your camera?
your home improvement warehouse. Chicot. Chicot.
Chico!
She.
Chico.